Hello, Lori. Welcome. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
And here we have some water for you anytime that you need. And it's been nice to having you today here. I was looking forward to meeting you today. How was your day so far?
It was okay. Nothing special.
Well, I guess it's Wednesday, it's middle of the week. Sometimes some things coming up on the weekend.
No, not for me.
Not for you, okay?
No.
All right, so thank you for coming along. And I don't know if you should check the email, but my name is Luciana. I will be your counselor here today. And before we start, I would like to just talk quickly about the confidentiality matter that it's involved in our counseling sessions. So basically, whatever we share in here during our sessions is between you and I. No one needs to know what we talk about. But also, there are also some exceptions to this situation, which are, for example, if I consider that you or someone else or even children are in risk of harm, I will have to report these situations to a third party or to some kind of organization, and yeah, that's the moment of exemption of this privacy. And also, if for legal issues, this case or your information, it's been asked to report or to inform, I will have to do it as a professional responsibility.
Okay.
And every now and then I will be taking notes along with talking about. So that's okay for you? And another aspect of my professional development is I might talk with my supervisor. I will keep your confidentiality, of course, but in those cases I might just reach out for improvement of my services.
Okay.
And in any of these situations, I will be, of course, informing and talking to you prior to these situations happen.
Okay.
That's okay for you? Okay. So that's also explained in the email, but here is the confidentiality form, and I just need your signature in the bottom of here. All right. So Lori, now welcome, and tell me what brought you here today.
I feel like I've just had quite a difficult life, and I'm just seem to always just be in like a self-sabotaging process, kind of achieve what I want to achieve. So I feel like I need some help to get going.
All right. Well, that's great, because you found you couldn't have the strength to do it by yourself, so you need some help to achieve those things.
Yeah.
And what is exactly that you would like to achieve?
I want to lose weight.
So this self-sabotage means that you was trying in the past to lose weight?
Yeah, I've tried many times, but I don't really have a very good self-esteem, and then so I feel like I just fail frequently, let myself down frequently.
And since when these intentions of losing weight start?
Last few years.
Last few years.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the best lifestyle, so even though I'm only 19, I put on a lot of weight through my teenage years. Yeah, which even decreases my self-confidence even more, feeling unhealthy.
That might be really hard for you.
Yeah, it is really hard. Yeah, it's when I've got energy, it's easy to or when somebody's got energy, it's easy to exercise, but when you've got no energy, it's really hard to exercise. It's kind of a cruel world.
Are you finding it's difficult to find support for you in those stages?
I don't have any support. I've never had any support. Ever.
So that's mean no support from your family either?
My mum abandoned me when I was 1 year old. And then lived with my grandparents. My grandparents didn't want to raise a child.
That sounds really tough.
Yeah, so they didn't want me either. So my mum overdosed, and then my grandparents were stuck with me, but they'd already raised my mum, who I imagine was quite a difficult child. And then they got another difficult child, their grandson, which was me.
And how this lack of support makes you feel?
I don't care. I don't listen to them. I don't respond to them. I don't really care because they didn't care about me. So yeah, I was always a difficult child in that regard. I probably still am quite difficult. I'm definitely difficult with myself. Yeah.
In which aspect do you consider that you're difficult with yourself?
I don't think I ever learned good communication skills, or I never felt support from others, so then maybe I don't know how to support myself. Maybe.
That's an interesting aspect.
Maybe.
It's interesting because you just mentioned that at the beginning of this session you was mentioning how difficult for you is to achieve your goals when you frequently self-sabotage yourself. And are you just mentioning now that you didn't have, since you was a child, an affectionate and family environment that can support you? Are you considering these two aspects could be related?
Yeah, well, it's a linear process from when I was a kid to now, and nothing ever changed from when I was a newborn baby. Being kind of left to my own devices. Yeah, I think I got dealt the wrong card. Maybe I just maybe I wasn't meant to be here.
What do you mean when you say that you get the wrong car, you wasn't meant to be here?
Well, no one was around to support me, so maybe I wasn't meant to be here. Maybe it was an accident.
Seems like the intention to losing weight is revealing aspects of yourself. The lack of support, or this idea of no being desired to be here. That's something that's explain a little bit of what you just mentioned.
Yeah, because there's these feelings that took me to the place of being overweight. So then to undo it, I have to go back through all of that as well.
I would love to share something that's been discussed in counseling, which is a theory that's developed from a psychiatric originally in the 1930s. But it's quite relevant till now, because explain relationship between infants and parents or caregivers. So are you okay if I share a little bit more about that?
It sounds interesting.
So Bowlby, who developed this theory, he created what's called attachment theory. And basically he's trying to understand is the relationship or how infants and parents evolve and create an affectional and emotional bond.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah.
In my case.
Yeah, exactly. So he was working in a clinic with kids, and especially he was working with emotional and unstable children. And he noticed that attachment is the emotional or affectional relationship. That's what is attachment. It's a bond that is created. And he saw that the infants or the kids born with this urge to seek proximity or closeness from, not only from the parents, but in some cases from the caregivers. Could be grandparents, could be, a stepmother or stepfather, or even someone else, aunties. And how this attachment that is created in the early childhoods after 6 weeks, if I'm not getting wrong. So after 6 weeks of the child born, this attachment start progressing, start being created. And it's created with, let's say, it's developed by touch, by responsiveness, by nurturing qualities that the caregiver or the parents respond to the kids or the child needs. And I'm mentioning that because, as you said, could be the over excess of this responsiveness, but also the lack of this responsiveness or this caring and nurturing closeness between the caregiver and the infant, and how this attachment could affect not only in childhood but along the life of the person. So basically this theory centers in how if the caregivers respond quickly and responsive and attentive to the kids' needs, will help to the kids regulate his own mind and nervous system and body when the kids suffer situations and he's under stress. So according with this theory, if there is a situation where the kid is under stress, and if the caregiver is there to respond attentive, might help to regulate the state of distress or chaos that the kid can have.
Okay.
That's a little bit, that's clear for you?
Yeah.
And when I mention this, you can see some of this can be connected or related with your situation with your grandparents, or also with the short relationship that you have with your mother. We haven't spoke about your dad, but in your own childhood with your caregivers, you feel like it was or how was this attachment? How do you feel this attachment?
There was no attachment.
There was no attachment.
There was no touching or caring from my mum or from my grandparents. At least that's how I felt. So I didn't feel like being around anywhere.
Okay.
So I guess I developed a certain way of responding to them in reaction or response to the way that they were being with me when I was just a little person.
How was that response?
Avoidant or non-responsive.
Mm-hmm.
Does that still count as an attachment?
It does.
Oh. Okay.
I would love to show you just a table that explains a little bit the styles, because the way that the family or the caregivers and the infants create these attachments, it will be unique it will be different. There is along the time was another psychiatric, and he developed Bowlby theory, and he created 4 styles or he considered there are 4 main styles of attachment. I might give you, and as you mentioned, it will give you a little bit of clarity in what you just we were just talking. So basically, the attachment style, we have 4 attachment style: secure, ambivalent, avoidant, and disorganized. And if we consider the responsiveness of the caregiver to the child's needs or signals, and if for example in the secure attachment we have a quick and positive responsive,
no, that's not it.
That's that's what you're feeling like it's not for you, wasn't for you. And then we have in ambivalent was an inconsistency in the response, where it just could be like time wise, where it's kind of the response could be give later or in not in the exactly matter or form that the child needs.
No, they were consistent in their absence and lack of care. So they weren't inconsistent.
Okay. So then we have distant and unresponsive.
That's it.
That's the one that you probably feel like resonate more with you.
That's how my grandparents were, yeah.
Okay. So this is called avoidant attachment, where it's no kind of responsive at all, where it's no registration of the needs of the child's needs.
Sounds like an oxymoron, avoidant attachment.
Sounds like what?
An oxymoron. So 2 different things, avoiding and attached.
Okay, yeah. Well, the attachment is the bond. The bond in this theory, attachment it's the affectional or emotional bond.
Okay.
If we think like
so I'm avoiding the connection.
Avoiding emotional bond.
That's it.
We will call. Yeah, it sounds like opposition, but yeah, it's great view. So in this style, as you mentioned before, you was having the intention to find change in the way that you want to achieve your goal, which is lose weight, but you can't find support within even yourself because you found it's coming from not having support in your childhood. That's right. That's what you was mentioning before.
So do I just change my attachment style?
Well, we can work with that. That's the intention. I'm presenting you this theory so you can see where you are. Without me telling you, it's just the intention is for in these sessions you find ways where you have more tools or more ideas or more,
So if I can be more quick and positive and consistent towards my goal, that will achieve a better outcome.
Yes, in this case, that's a really good point. In this case, this theory is based on childhood and how this attachment style that is built and is created in childhood between the caregivers and the infant can affect later on. So once we found together, or you feel like, okay, I have had avoidant attachment with with my grandparents because they weren't there. They weren't there when I needed.
They were never there.
So how we can go into secure attachment where maybe we can find ways for you can be there when you need it.
That's a good idea.
So by saying this, we have the goal of losing weight. What are the things that is stopping you to being there when you need to be there with this intention alive? Let's say
fridge.
Fridge?
Yeah, it's always full of food.
Okay, so could be.
I need to change my diet. Yeah, that's one thing. Maybe I don't know much cooking. I don't know healthy recipes.
With who do you live, Lori?
I live alone.
You live alone, okay. And do you have a day when you do the shopping?
No. It's usually when I run out of things to eat, I would go there. So I might go there every day, or I might go there once in a fortnight. Depends.
Okay. Do you enjoy cooking?
No.
Mm-hmm. That's probably related to knowing any healthier recipes, because you might not enjoying the aspect of.
It's too confusing. No one ever taught me to cook.
Okay.
So I just get confused. Like I don't know the order. Do I chop the zucchini first? Do I chop the carrot first? Or so I just feel like giving up sometimes when it gets too difficult, and I go and get pizza or something, or just eat chocolate dinner.
So it seems like not having the foundation of knowing, and also not having a certain organization, which is like whenever I'm running out of food, I'm going and shopping. So it's
I need
kind
someone
of
to show me,
missing the knowing how to.
Yeah.
I'm missing also kind of a routine where you can find more organization in what you're gonna eat.
Yeah. Well, I hate failing. I tried to cook an egg and I burnt it, and now I don't cook eggs ever again, even though I know it's healthy. So I need someone to teach me. That's what I need to do. Maybe I could watch. I like watching TV. Maybe I could watch cooking channels. There's a cooking channel on once a week. So maybe I can watch that and then cook what they cooked. That's a good idea.
So we found that changing you say you are looking for some change as well, and this is your intention is to lose weight.
Yeah.
We're coming back to this point. So if in practical steps, what person, what Lori, what you will need to do if you would like to lose weight?
Eat better.
Eat better. Great. Yeah.
Or healthier, I should say.
Healthier.
The
Yeah.
eating part's fine, it's just the quality of the food.
Okay. So that's mean, or that involve better choices in the shopping. Okay. And you was mentioning like the follow recipes in the television. These type of programs offer I don't have television, so it's like this type of programs, they offer healthy options or healthier recipes. Okay. And which days are these programs?
Tuesday.
On Tuesday? Sounds like okay, you can follow some directions with your cooking ideas. And that will probably give you some direction in what to buy as well.
Yeah, it would.
So even if you don't really enjoy cooking, as you said, or you haven't had someone that taught you how to do it, you feel like you can find some inspiration if you have this motivation of losing weight and watching this program.
Yeah, well,
you feel like it's kind of realistic, these steps that you can take?
Well, yeah, because I want to know how to cook, and I also like watching TV. And I want to lose weight, so it seems easy enough.
So it seems like in this aspect, if we just go back to the theory of attachment theory, it's like you consistently gonna be there for yourself when you need it. In this moment, you want to lose weight. That's your need. So how you show up to yourself to achieve or to maintain this need satisfied. Yeah.
Well, I always watch the programs on consistently every week.
Yes,
so unless the program changes, then it'll be consistent.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just have to watch the program, take the notes, go to the shops, and cook the food. Seems pretty straightforward.
What's things that you might have that stop you to do this?
Sometimes they cook stupid recipes.
What you could do in those situations?
Cook the one from the week before.
Right.
Yeah.
You find that having Tuesday nights program and then taking notes, going shopping, and consistently showing up in the moment that you're cooking, you're making this change within your diet that will help you to lose weight. That's kind of the progress that you can see. Like the
I don't know if
steps.
it'll help you lose weight, but it'll help you to feel better, and then I can start doing more exercise.
Have you done exercise before?
No.
Do you have a sport that you enjoy? So you don't do any exercise at all? And did you enjoy some kind of a sport or some kind of exercise in the past?
I like basketball, but now I'm too heavy for basketball.
What's another alternative that you could take?
Maybe I can just start playing and then I'll get better. I like basketball.
Do you have a space that you can play close by your house? Okay. And how frequently you can see yourself playing basketball?
Maybe on the weekend.
And this is, under this theory, is another way of, showing up for yourself in a way that you're responding to your needs. having the main goal of losing weight. There are some little things that's some little steps that will help you to achieve this goal. Well, Lori, we have talked about quite many things, and I can see that this goal is bringing up past situations related to your grandparents, to your mother, and how you was finding support and in your childhood. And how you feeling about what we just talk along the session?
I'm feeling okay.
All right. You felt like this talk gave you more clarity, or gave you...
Yeah, I want to cook food now.
Okay.
Yeah, because before I didn't know, but now I've got a plan.
Yeah, that's what we are focusing in having a plan where I can hopefully support you and be there with you in the decisions that you want to make or take. So then you can find that anytime that you just might go side roads with your intention, you can come and talk in session what was difficult, what was easy, and then we can organize this plan according to your needs every time that you can.
Okay.
So at the moment we have so far this intention of having on Tuesday night taking notes in your cooking program that you often watch, so then you can find ideas and motivation of cooking healthier, and then do a more organized shopping. And in the times that you don't find the recipes too healthy, you probably have a backup recipe from the week before, and hopefully start playing basketball on the weekends and see how your body responds to that.
Yep.
That sounds things that you
that's really good.
Can take on at least this first week until our next session.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, Lori, we have things to do apparently, so I'm excited to see how this week go for you. And I consider at this stage we can have weekly sessions until you find stability and consistency in this showing up for yourself on your needs and your goals and your intentions. So this day, this same time, suits you okay?
Yep.
Well, hopefully everything goes well this first week, and I'm looking forward to see what's happening for you and chat with you next week. Thank you.
Bye.